welcome to episode 60 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, design a zombie version of a card already in the game. Maybe put a twist on their ability. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here with my usual incredible co-hosts. First up, it's Ben. This week, Ben, how was your weekend Snap? And keep it snappy.
Well, endeavoring to keep it snappy as I always do 100% of the time. It was a pretty good weekend Snap. Let's see. Right after we recorded the podcast, this always happens. I built a deck that I liked a lot, and I played that. You know, they were trying to sell me the white borders and everything. It's so funny when you're on the cusp and you go like back and forth, and they just like keep throwing the pop-up at you as you get into and out of the top 5,000 all the time. Oh my goodness. But anywho, I realized I put that in the show notes. I don't even need to look at my phone. It was a discard deck. It's called Vamps versus Zombies. This was before the zombies got involved, but I was like, I'll probably keep playing it after the zombie season starts. And sure enough, I have. And the cards, they are Meek, Scorn, Blade, Morbius, Redshift, Gambit, Corvus Glaive, Lady Sif, Dracula, MODOK, Khonshu, and Apocalypse. I started out with Colleen Wing instead of Redshift, but then I was like, I don't know, 2-3 Colleen, you are this. I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth. And Redshift is pretty cool because it's good to get more cards in your hand so that you can discard more cards and stuff. And yeah, also a couple new discard cards came out since the deck got built, but I have not tried to shoehorn them in. It just didn't seem worth it. The deck works really well. I wouldn't. I'm not here to change things for the sake of changing things. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So anywho, that's a deck that's been working really well for me. Another deck that's been working really well for me is the Jim Hammond deck that I've been playing for a month. Very good and cool. I don't know if I've been playing it for a month, but I've been playing it for weeks, I tell you. Mm-hmm. And that one, it's called Jimmy Eat Energy. It's got the Hood. It's got Kitty Pryde. It's got Jim Hammond, Human Torch. It's got Merlin. Merlin is really the hero holding the whole thing together. Merlin so often is. Then we got Hope Summers, Luna Snow, Wiccan, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Blink, Enchantress, Galactus First Steps, and Giganto. Gosh, I know I've said this before, but I really hope that when the time comes to nerf Merlin, and the time will come to nerf Merlin, I hope they just take him down to 2/2 and they keep all the spells the same. I really would like that. That would just, I'd be happy about it.
I could see Omniversal going to +1 instead of +2.
I hope they don't do that. I mean, no, here's the thing. I'd still play that. I'd still play that gladly. They can do that. Yeah, that's also fine. Either one of those is fine. I guess that's a good suggestion. I don't know. What else happened this week in Snap and Snap adjacent things? Final Fantasy X Tuesday has really run into some issues. And the issues are not with Tuesday. They're with Final Fantasy X-2, unfortunately. The PC version of the HD remastered collection thing. Wow, that game likes to crash a lot. Like every 10 minutes. Like it's kind of unstreamable. Like you can't even like walk down the Mihen High Road without like you can't make it across like a single room of the Mihen High Road. It's like just so I have given up on that for now. And this is after I tried to do a patch thingy. Like I used the mod thing to give it 4 gigabytes of RAM to work with so that it could do its thing. Man. And things did not get better. So that's all frustrating. I'm not really feeling like fixing it right now. So if you have some cool tips, don't give them to me. I'm not ready for that. If I am ready for tips later, I will solicit them at that time. But right now, I think I'm going to throw up my hands and pick some other game that has a fun portmanteau with a day of the week. I'm really contemplating Marvel's Midnight Suns Day, or perhaps if I like that enough and I want to do it 2 days in a row, what about Marvel's Midnight Muns Day? Huh? What about that? I think that's fun.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Other than that, I'm trying to get a night 1 clear in Hades 2 in under 20 minutes because that seems to be like that's what separates the chumps from the champs is that 20-minute threshold. So I don't know. I can get 22s, and I can see how I will get under 20, but yeah, I don't know. We'll get there. I'm still saving a lot of the late game content for later because I want to savor the flavor. But yeah, that's been my week in Snap and other stuff. I did eventually draw the I drew some zombies for the speakeasy. It happened. They're there. So check it out.
Well done.
Or don't. They're exactly fine. Nothing to write home about. Yeah, that was my week.
Great. Ree, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay, hopefully I will not be more scatterbrained than normal. I've been traveling all week, and we did the podcast early last week for me, and now I'm back, and now we're doing it again. And it was just like a lot of traveling, and I definitely picked up a cold, and oh my gosh, the fucking Florida is so angry. The rain there, it just, it splatted and smeared on my windshield in a way that just does not happen in Ohio. I'm like, did you just spit on me, Florida? It's like, yeah, get the fuck out. Anyway, so yeah, I'm back. But, okay, while I was gone, and here's the thing. So, a lot of us have been struggling with our conquest goals for months because there's just so many other modes and we don't have all the time, and there's tournaments, there's all kinds of stuff happening, right? Because I remember there was a time earlier on in Conquest where I would get at least one every month, maybe multiple. It was the thing. And now it's now we're all looking at our, stack of raffle tickets, just watch them go up in flames every month. I feel like that's the story for a lot of people. But something that I did do this month differently than I've kind of also been doing that maybe made me take Infinite slightly more seriously is that I've been sticking with one deck more than usual. While monogamous in life in the game, I am very much polygamous with my decks. I'm very I get bored and I go back. This when I usually in a season, there's just random decks. There's decks I build and then play once. I'm like, what was I thinking? And destroy. And then there's maybe 5 decks that'll bounce around. Usually it's a lot of stuff, and I don't even mention half of it. This week I played around with Moira X. I still can just not if I can say her name. But I'm not even going to talk about it. But this one, I played a lot more than usual. I still played a lot of decks. But I did stick with my Existential Dread deck far more than I usually play a deck. And I knew then I kind of it felt like the right time when you've been playing a deck a lot. Because, Ladder, it's the same thing with Conquest. Obviously, if something is really not working for you, you don't, don't throw in on a losing hand. But, if you stick with one deck, and you can learn the ins and outs of that deck, that's your best chance to make serious goes. And when I was sitting in a hotel room, I wasn't sitting, I was laying in bed, playing, being it was Monday. It was Monday night. So I'm I have to get through all of my tickets. I'm on the road all day tomorrow. This is my last chance to burn through everything. And I was on my very last Infinite ticket because I was just, I was just a little out of it. And I wasn't playing Super Series. I haven't really played all week because I'd been traveling and stuff. And, and I got my 7th. In fact, I already told Lauren, but it's not a surprise. But I got my 7th. It's my 7th avatar. I actually looked. I'm how many do I actually have? And it's my first in months because I both either didn't play at all for Infinite, or I didn't play seriously, or I didn't have a lot of tickets because I didn't play a lot of Conquest that month, etc. Yay! And I picked it. It's on the Mantis Mantis avatar. It's the Megan Hetrick one, which I don't expect people to remember because it was like a bundle. It's one of the rare bundle paid cash money bundle variants that I own, because it was like a $15 bundle variant, and it was around my birthday when I'm in a very self-giving mood. And I'm like, yes, I deserve this for me. Why not? Why shouldn't I? Sorry, I always have to turn myself into Gollum. Any comparisons of me and Gollum are totally valid. At any point in time. And, okay. And then it was like valid the whole time. Okay. As I realized, because there's been several months in a row on a ticket that I wasn't taking seriously, or one of my few tickets that I've gotten to match 5 and lost. And I am always, okay, this is maybe one of the more meta decks I played in Infinite. So, I'm always trying to win with my bullshit. So I'm gonna be like, ha, see, I did it with my bullshit. Like, cause that's my favorite thing to do. And, but this time, yes, it's a couple, okay. It's not cause Hulkling is there. And it's such a wild card. The thing with Hulkling is it's like Hulkling now. You can grow up to be anything you want to be because you're an emperor, but like just not an infinite. Not allowed. Not for you. When he is, it's so annoying when you needed him to be something else. But such a good surprise. That's what I like. I like having, and if you can take even like somewhat close to meta deck and swap out a couple cards for cards that can give you surprising, especially for me. This is why I love RSM. I love to have a bit of randomness. I love to play not exactly the same deck every time. And Hulkling gives me that. And Copycat, she's fun. Okay. And yeah, my 5th match, I was playing this, it was a bounce deck. And I'm like, oh, Stardust can't help us here. Stardust is still pretty helpful, to be honest. Especially a lot of Destroy lately. Or when someone forgets that, like, he'll stop their Hella. That kind of stuff's fun. Anyway, I will say, so, I got that. Very excited. I've been playing it on ladder. I haven't gotten to play quite as much into the new season yet. So I'm still like in the 80s. Taking a victory lap with this deck. And I just wanted to point out, if you haven't been listening to the podcast all the time and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you don't remember, this is Galactus first step deck, Quicksilver, Domino, right? So that's one of the reasons I like the real randomness later on, because you're front end kind of basic. But Mobius is still good. Okay, against a lot of decks, but
he feels so important right now. Yeah.
Right? Generally so good so much of the time. This is a deck with a lot of counters. So when you run into a deck that can get powerful and it doesn't hit a Mobius, I'm not getting it with Stardust, I can't get it with Cosmic Ghost Riders, and I'm like, Hulkling better come through big. The Emperor gotta pull us out of this one. But what's interesting, I just wanted to point some notes. Hulkling, I have been so sorely tempted. I think it would be fun to put Infinity Ultron in that spot. I think that would be good, but I can't take out Hulkling because I got the Rian Gonzalez variant. And every time I get a cheeky win with him, and he's just like this little, that little face, like at the last one, I know they weren't expecting a fucking Hulkling in my Galactus first steps Quicksilver Domino deck. I know they weren't expecting it. It just brings me such joy.
Right, let alone such a cute one.
Right, it's a very cute one. If you haven't seen the Rian Gonzalez, they're very chibi, like adorable. Yeah, and I know they're just like spamming Miss Marvel on me. I'm like, ha ha. Okay. Anyway, although I'll talk about it later. I did lose very hard with him for Hulkling. Very recently, it's Swords and AQ Bless. Okay, foreshadowing. Yeah, and then, okay, I actually finally took Cassandra Nova. I did get the Infinite Avatar with her, but once I got on ladder, it was like not seeing so much Arshem anymore, or Kangs, that kind of stuff, where she was really just like clinching another win for me often. And funnily enough, the spot I had first thought to replace Negasonic with a 3 cost was Rocket and Groot. And that's what I've been putting back in, and particularly like yesterday, because like the hot location, a mix of a hot location where I knew that made it more likely they're going to play somewhere, and people have been playing Scarlet Witch more. So I feel like this spot in the deck, you got to look at what spot in your deck is the flex tech card when you're deck building, and then you can kind of keep maneuvering your deck into new eras, unless they get nerfed to hell or anything. But yeah, so Rocket, because when someone puts down a Hope or Zombie Scarlet Witch or an Angela, they get real upset when you put your Rocket and Groot there. Oh man. And then there was the location that moves once, and someone had a Mercury and they were trying to trap my Rocket, but we moved them both at the same time. Very good. Anyway, okay. So yeah. That victory is what I've been, tying my self-esteem to lately. Okay. So no, I'm just kidding. That's my week in Snap. Lauren, our third co-host, who is also amazing and brilliant and doesn't often get to have adjectives like we do. Before
that's true. We should work in more.
Yeah, we should each intro. Please tell us about your week.
Or not. I've been playing lots of Hades 2. I am not. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not savoring the post game or like the late game stuff, but I'm plowing through it. I'm well past where I was in the beta. I got to the credits, and there's stuff to do after the credits too.
Yeah, there is.
Working on that. Maximizing my relationships with all the characters, like running over a dozen nectars in my inventory at all times because we're just giving it out like candy at this point.
Taking lots of baths.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Going fishing. Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's great. The writing is great. The music is great. It's wonderful. It's been really fun because my wife has been watching me play it, and it's like she likes Greek mythology, and she's like, "Oh, that looks like a fun game. I want to play it." And I'm like, "Have I got the game for you?" Hades 1. And the Switch just let us like do virtual game card. It was the first time I've done it because it's pretty recent. It's since the Switch 2 came out, they added this feature, but as far as I know, but I have a virtual game card for every game, and I can just put our Switches next to each other and be like, here, you borrow this for 14 days. I've heard some people say negative things about it, but honestly, it worked flawlessly for us. And I thought that was great. Like, I thought I was going to have to do some finagling, like, because I can use the offline version on my Switch, but on her Switch, I have to be online. So she'll have to play it on my account. Like, I thought we were going to have to do something like that, but nope, just let her borrow it for a couple weeks, and I'll let her borrow it again if she's still playing. She's been playing it a lot, so probably. Anyway, she's beat Hades like 7 or 8 times, so she's doing great. I'm proud of her. And I think she did it once or twice before turning on God mode. I kept telling her, like, if you're frustrated, turn on God mode. She's like, I want you to be proud of me.
I wasn't going to ask, but I was wondering if God mode was involved. But wow,
she did it once or twice without God mode.
To quit beating
Dad.
Dad.
A lot of Hades.
You're talking about me on your podcast.
She thinks it's funny I'm talking about her. Anyway, the other thing I did is I did hit Infinite by staying up too late last night. I had a monster today during work because I stayed up too late.
You're out of control.
That's a dumb thing to do, but ADHD. Also, I found a deck that was working well with the hot location, with the raft. I played some with all 5 of the new cards. Didn't love any of them. We'll talk about that more in just a second. But probably made it to like mid 80s while goofing off. And then hot location rolled around, and I was like, you know what would probably do good here? The Patriot deck that I used to cross Infinite last season during my Nuzlocke. But now I have the Hood to use, and he was dead last time. So I replaced Yellow Jacket with the Hood, and it was a great deck. I like the Yellow Jacket version too, but Hood's better. Did some sneaky things with Patriot and Annihilus and Sentry and Valkyrie and Ultron. Ultron steals wins sometimes, not just the reach, although the reach is a big part of it. Let's be real. But sometimes people are just like, they underestimate how much power you can put out in 3 locations in a single turn because of that guy. Especially if you have Patriot up. Although I feel like if Patriot's up, they should be thinking about Ultron.
There should be no element of surprise then.
Yeah. Anyway, it went.
I won because Hulkling was an Ultron numerous times.
Yeah, 612 Ultron's even
better. I love
better
a generated Ultron. I'm never running him in the deck, but yeah.
But this is one of the great things. Our friend Scott recently wrote it was like his 250th article or something for Snap Fan, and it was about why
Scott.
Marvel. Yeah, it was about why Marvel
incredible.
Snap is the greatest game ever. Maybe hyperbole, but
it was card game ever.
Okay, grandiose.
Little qualifier.
And yeah, but I was thinking about it's like really the locations are so right. By the way, we all provided quotes for the article. Look it up.
Yeah, you should. And it's a very well written article. You should read it on snap.fan.
Yeah. And what was they saying about that? Oh yeah, but this interaction with locations is one of the great things about this card game, because most of your interactions, are slightly more into the chess realm, where it's like just between your cards are the neat stuff and the cool little tricks you can find, with your opponent's card. But here the locations keep giving you new ways to find clever ways to use your cards. And I get a lot of joy from that. I was playing the other day and I'm like, I'm fucked. Okay, I don't know if you're have this continual dialogue in your head sometimes when you're playing, but
I do not ever.
Okay, and I'm like, why? I was like, what do I do? And I had all this extra energy from Wiccan. I had various things I could play it. But here's the problem. Hulkling was an Ultron. And I'm like, well, I just automatically originally in my head thought, well, we have to play that last turn. I don't want to, you try not to fill up locations unless you're tricking your opponent because they're banking on you not filling your location. And Vizzini style. Anyway, so, but then I realized, I was like, oh, wait, I can play it early because I have that Wiccan energy. And if I play Hulkling this turn, that will fill up the right location, which will give me back my discarded, I think it was Cosmic Ghost Rider, the thing that was going to win me the game, and that I needed to shut them down. I'm like, oh, I can get it back, and it's like, that's because of locations, right? They found the Hulkling, which gets to be a random card, which once again is a digital thing we can't have in print, like Magic, their text. That's why you eventually have to just make a new card game or get digital or something. But yeah, and then I could use that to find an interesting way to interact with the location that allowed me to win. And I get to have so many more of those realizations in this card game. Anyway, too much derailment, sorry.
No, you're fine.
What were you talking about?
My quote in said article, I list probably 8 things that the game does right. And Scott asked, what's your favorite thing about Snap or something like that? What does Snap do right? What makes Snap unique? That sort of thing. And I just I couldn't. I tried thinking about it. Is it the snap and retreat mechanics? Is it the 3-minute gameplay? Is it 12 card decks? Is it that 95% of the cards in the game can be used in the meta? It's all those things.
I feel like that's kind of a high percentage.
Okay, 90, whatever it is, it's a lot. When there's Golden Gauntlet tournaments, the number of cards that are represented in 0 decks, it's really impressive how low that number is. Is it the live balance? Is it the cool things they do with digital cards? There's so many things that make it special, but I totally agree. Locations are critical. I've seen people wish that there was a mode where there was 3 ruins locations. And I think that if people had that, they would be surprised by how boring the game gets so fast. Yes, it does suck getting screwed over by locations, but they add so much variety from one game to the next. The way they interact with each other, the way they interact with your deck, the way that you're doing mind games over them. There's so much, even the simple locations.
Also,
that's how it helps with them. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, there's one location that I think is not doing enough, and every time it rolls, I'm like, this should have been a more interesting location. It's Rocket Pad from the first Step season. It is such a non-location. It is nothing. Don't even try to win Rocket Pad. It's not worth thinking about. It's nothing. It is ruins.
I like Rocket Pad because I can usually with my deck I can usually win it because I get the prio early.
Oh, what did you get? What did you get for winning?
+3.
Man, I don't know. I'd rather have like 2 cards. I'd rather like man.
But see,
it's the least interesting.
If I aligned that with my Galactus first Steps lane, it's like a double bonus. I was already trying to win a lane forever, and now I have even double the reason to do it. But this is part of what I think one of the things that Scott said that was great about the game is that you don't have to be collection complete. You don't have to spend all of the money to win games. And part of that is because of the locations giving you the randomness so that it's not just a chessboard, with more pieces, giving you that chance, but also your ability to use your brain better than your opponent, to know their cards, to know the locations, to think of clever ways to trap them with those. And it's like, we always talk about the locations, but it's just like, I don't know. Lately I've thought about more ways that they're actually giving to the game than just, keeping it mixed up. Yeah.
Totally. All right. Let's revisit last week's cards. First up, just give me a yes or no. Do you have new thoughts? Do you want to talk about either Jocasta or Super Adaptoid?
Yes.
Okay.
This is my 8-cube
Both
last
of them are just one. Okay. Which one do you want to talk about?
All I have to say about Super Adaptoid is I only saw it once, and I was not playing Activate. I did not fear him.
Okay.
No reason for him.
I think
the reason I'm trying to...
I saw Super Adaptoid was when I was playing Super Adaptoid when we recorded last week for one day to try out Super Adaptoid. I don't think anyone has Super Adaptoided me since then.
I've had him ruin my fun once or twice. Definitely a combo ruiner, but not usually a game winner. I guess it depends on how invested I am in that card. Anyway, the reason I was positioning it like that is I want to know if I should read off these cards' text before we talk about them. Is your 8-cube lost story about Jocasta?
Yeah, Jocasta.
Okay, Jocasta, 3/3. Immediately activate your other cards here without using up their activate abilities. I want to hear your devastating loss.
Okay, I actually played some Jocasta, but that's not what I want to talk about. I was playing my Existential Dread deck against Jocasta, and they snapped me because they had their Invisible Woman first steps, and I knew they were going to hit their bullshit. And it's like, when Invisible Woman's first steps is going to hit all its bullshit and you can't stop it, then you have to retreat. And the reason they got it was because they got it was Invisible Woman with Jocasta, and then they prodigied the Jocasta. They got 8 procs, I believe. 8 procs.
It's 8 if they played Invisible Woman on the last turn. It's 10 if they were able to activate her also.
Yes. They did all of that because they prodigied the Jocasta, I believe, was what got prodigied. It was kind of a late night. So it's just like, yeah, it's going to be a lot. It was even bigger than I thought. And okay, so I knew this would be a reason I would retreat. But this, you see, this is the reason I play Emperor Hulkling. Because I like to defy fate. I like take my Han Solo, 1 in a million odds and run with them. And in my hand is Emperor Hulkling. And it's Galactus. It's a Galactus. And the left location is the one that gives you rocks or whatever. It's the bird location. And so, I know they're not, it's a location where they're not playing. And I was like, I snap them right back when they snap me. And we're in it for 8 cubes. Because what I did not realize, so like, and they're sitting there, we come to the final turn. And on that location, all they have is, okay, to be fair, they did get a Hydra Bob across on my snap, on her snaps. That's where it moved. And then I couldn't move it again because I'd already snapped. Just see my snap. Move the Hydra Bob again. Okay, this was the first mistake. The second, okay, so all they have a 1-0 sunspot there, and I am just like giggling, okay, because this is my favorite. This is my favorite when someone is playing a meta deck, the most meta. This is just like the Invis Woman's first step. No substitutions, just straight up auto or whatever. And and they're gonna hit literally all of their bullshit, and still I will beat them with shenanigans, and I am so excited. And then the turn comes, and I see the animations, and when she activates all of the cards, I had never noticed this before. I never thought about it. They get the little bubbles over them, so you know that the end of turns are gonna go off, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't the way I thought things would go. And then, all the locations blow up. Fortunately they were muted, so I missed whatever they thought about all of this. And then I'm like, still maybe it's so fucking 1-0 sunspot. And they only played a Fantasticar, like on turn 6. So they only had 2 unspent energy. So I'm like, maybe, come on, a Hulkling. And then it's just like, boom, boom, boom. 5 minutes later, you know how it goes when you don't.
It doesn't fast forward.
Like, there's nothing, it's either you fast forward and it's like, but... or the animations go slower, and it's like, if it were me and I were making a game, I would fix it. Anyway, so it was better. So it was a good experience. And and it just, it sucked. I lost 8 cubes.
That's devastating to just have to watch it.
It was so hard. It crushed my soul. It was one of those where you just like, you don't even like hit next and close out the game properly. You're just like, boom, out.
Yep.
Like, swipe it off screen. Done,
if the final turn's a long animation, I just quit the app. I'm like, honestly, reloading this and reconnecting to the final results is going to be faster than watching this bullshit.
Right. It's like when you're playing a conquest game and you beat someone like really hard and bad, or maybe multiple times, and they're just down to like 1 or 2 cubes, and you just see that like count. You know what I mean? You're like, they rage quit out, and I just have to wait for the timer to go down.
Yep. You know exactly what happened.
Anyway, this was in ladder, so I wasn't like, not that I.
Let's talk about this week's cards. We're gonna start with our season pass, Zombie Scarlet Witch, a 3/2. After you play a card here, Horde +2. I'll go first. We'll rotate the order, whatever. This card's fine. I have not been impressed by it, by playing it or playing against it. I think 3 is just a little bit too slow. And I think 2 is going to be tricky for them to balance, but, maybe it'll just be a 2-2 or a 2-1. I kind of think it's wise for them to wait until there's more Horde cards before making the adjustment, but I would be surprised if she stays at a 3. Any other thoughts from you two?
It's like I said, I gave her a 2, but only because I was being nice and I knew they would buff her. Who'd have thought? Bad Angela is bad. Weird. It's almost like a card that was good when it was 2 is not as good when it's 3. I don't know. Also, weird choice to release her first, without like any support. Not that like these other Horde cards are like good as freestanding things. So, I mean, like, I guess unless you release them all at once, like, this is going to be a problem with whichever pieces you release first. They're not
a little awkward.
They're not like good activates that are just cards, or like good end of turn cards that are just like cards, They have this stupid keyword. It's just not a well-designed season, in my opinion.
My experience with Zombie Witch is like I haven't played her yet because it's been too much fun to play against her. Like I said, you said she's too slow. Here's how it goes. I put down my Quicksilver, right? They put down a kitty somewhere. Turn 2, Angela goes there, but I'm putting down Domino, so I'm still winning my Galactus first steps, assuming he's in my hand, right? So then I have Prio, so when turn 3 happens and I put down my Rocket and Groot, they're already getting upset because that's when they're putting down, Hope or Zombie Scarlet Witch, right? But they need to continue to play there because they've invested multiple cards, right, in that lane. They can't just be like, well, fuck off, because that's what usually happens with Rocket and Groot is like, well, just fuck off that lane for a while. Yeah. No, they have multiple cards there, so I know they have to play there. So they angrily play while Rocket Raccoon and Groot gets bigger. And then, we do whatever in turn 4, whatever we're feeling. Maybe copycat. That's been sad, is when Kitty is big and your copycat picks a kitty. It's like, well, I'm glad to know they didn't get it, but, not great for me. Anyway.
Yeah, one of the poorer copycat hits.
Right. But then, turn 5, I get Rocket Raccoon, and then I Cosmic Ghost Rider. There's Zombie Scarlet Witch, and now she's just a 3-2 in that lane, doing nothing for them. And I usually hit Prio, so I do it after they invested, stuff in that lane. And now it's more closed out, and probably I'm already going to win that lane, also whatever else lane. And it's that's mostly how I've seen Zombie Scarlet Witch go down, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen some cute things like people trying to bounce the horde and clone it. It's it's too slow. You can't do that, even though it's a 0. I think that's very hard to make it work.
I think maybe that'll be something once we've got the hunger. I don't think that bounce horde is not. I don't think that's a non-starter forever. I think it's just a non-starter right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think adding the hunger and zombie Mr. Fantastic will both help a lot. Yep. The other thing I've seen Prodigy, like Agony Prodigy, so they have 2 Scarlet Witches going at the same time, and it's their zombies getting pretty big, but they also invested a lot in that, in the witch lane. And then the last thing I've seen a lot of is Strange Supreme, and that is just okay. Cool, he's going up by 4 every turn.
It's cute. It's definitely cute.
It's fine. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not I think you can play Strange Supreme just fine without Zombie Witch.
Yeah.
Okay. Our Super Premium Season Pass card also available in Snap Packs. Headpool. A 1/1. When this is destroyed, return it to your hand, then give all cards in your hand +1 power. Ben?
I like this one a lot. As far as new cards go from this week, it's the one I'm least likely to snap in response to. If I see Zombie Scarlet Witch, I snap if I think I have a good hand. I mean, I'm just oh, you're playing a bad deck. I see. And, that's just what, but Headpool seems to go in good destroy decks that work. So I respect a Headpool and do not look to see if it's appropriate to snap. I like Headpool. I'm excited to play Headpool myself at some point in the future. I did pick it up for 6,000 tokens. Actually, for 5,000 tokens, Snap Packs, baby.
You got Headpool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Headpool.
I have seen Headpool. That's the card I've seen the most this week, even over Zombie Scarlet Witch, which I'm not surprised. We were talking about it last week, and I do think it's a good card and card people will like. And if I get a Stardust at the right time, still beating a destroy deck. But not as not always. It still seems good. I'm just playing a very specific, destroy counter, and it does its job.
And Stardust doesn't counter the Headpool part of the destroy deck.
No, but Headpool can only be so good.
Will be playing things that you do counter. Yeah, for sure. There will be a Nimrod.
Yeah, X-23 almost in every single Destroy deck, right?
Wolverine,
Like
Zola.
Wolverine is back to being an almost, since he got his last buff and he gets the +3 and stuff, like he's in almost every. Yes. Zola.
+3?
I think he just starts
He does
higher.
+2, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's sometimes where I've had enough energy from like Silver Surfer Wiccan location bullshittery that I've turned 6, played a Stardust and a Cosmic Ghost Rider on their little like Black Panther like Zola combo, and it's just like such overkill. Sorry, it brings me such joy to shut people down sometimes. Okay.
The sandcastle kicker.
Yeah.
I did not think this card was very fun. And I tried it in a handful of things.
You've played
including,
it? Okay.
Yeah.
It looks
I've
fun.
tried it in the main destroy shell that's going around that also rocks Moira. It is nice having a something 14 death instead of a something 12 death. But I'm surprised how much he's being used in Destroy. That was one thing where I was like, he's not better than like Nico or Agony.
He might be better
Kind
than
of fucks up
Agony.
your
I don't
curve
know.
if you're using Headpool.
Destroy Scorn. He's cool. I don't know. Are you sure worse than Agony? I don't know.
Worse than Agony for Deadpool? Yes, I'm sure
For
about
like
that.
one specific thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe spreading out the power is better. I will say very hard to snap against this, although I already struggle to snap against Death or Destroy if I don't have tech. And I often don't have tech because I like playing combos. That's fun. It is intimidating, like how much power they're holding in their hands, and you don't really know. I mean, you could calculate how much it is, but you don't know the costs on those cards. Like, how much of it are they going to be able to lay down? So, yeah, he seems viable. He seems decent. I'm not prepared to say he's good yet, but I've seen positive reactions to him.
Yeah, I feel like the thing to do is to try and be cute with him, where it could go off in a bit. Something like Fire Hair, where it doesn't always happen, but like, when it goes off, it can go off in a big way. I feel like I saw someone doing something really cute with him, and I was sitting here trying to remember what it was, but I didn't.
I have seen people they get the Headpool and they destroy it a whole bunch of times, but they didn't ever get Deadpool. And I still won. Headpool by himself is not good enough. And it's not like every card in your deck has to carry it. But that was where I was like, I just don't know if he's enough. I don't know if he justifies a place in this very well established
in regular
deck.
Destroy.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm going to cling to that. I'm going to double down and say that people are putting him in regular Destroy right now because that's the easy, obvious place to put him. But a few months from now, he's going to be in different decks, not in traditional Destroy. Okay, let's talk about Colonel America Series 5 and Zombie Power Man Series 4 at the same time. Our discard cards. Colonel America's a 3/3 ongoing. Your other cards here have +1 power for each turn you've discarded a card. Zombie Power Man. Don't know why he's called Power Man instead of Luke Cage. 2/4. End of turn. If you're winning here, discard the leftmost card from your hand. Series 4. Ree? Start with you.
I have not seen these cards. I mean, I saw one Zombie Giant Man, but I was already crushing their Scarlet Witch, so their horde wasn't super big.
We're
but
talking about Power Man and
about all
Colonel
three,
America.
right? You read all of them.
I was saving Giant Man.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I haven't
These
seen
are
very
two
many
cards,
Giant Men
so-
either.
I get confused all the time.
I didn't. Yeah, no, I don't own them. I actually show notes. I was like, oh, I had this many cards released because I haven't really seen Colonel America and Zombie Power Man at all, which is interesting because it's the whole idea was oh, we'll have all these cards. So we'll avoid the whole mirror thing. And we have broken it up where that it's I've seen Headpool decks or Zombie Scarlet Witch decks, but these other 3 cards, it's just people just pick out what they think will be the best or most fun and just kind of ditch the rest, it feels like.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I've seen a lot of Colonel America and Zombie Power Man.
Oh, really?
I've seen a lot of discard, both with and without them. They both, and I played with both of them a bunch. I did not love them in my own attempts, both like an auto builder and like I'm gonna try to clean this up myself. I then took a cue from Safety Blade and made a couple minor changes. Like I wasn't running Dracula and Apocalypse. I'm like, they seem contrary to the plans we're trying to do, but of course they're just good cards. I kind of think they're really still contrary to the plans, but like they just made the deck better because they're better cards. Which, yeah, I still don't know if these guys are great. They are good when they're doing the thing. Like Zombie Power Man can get a lot of discards. Colonel America can get very big. But Colonel America, if you're not running Swarm, he's at odds with himself. Like you want to be discarding lots of stuff and playing a lot of stuff, and those things are contrary to each other.
How are you feeling that lane?
Yeah. This is exactly what I said about Colonel America. Just saying.
Okay. I don't remember what I said, except for that I think he might bring back Swarm. And I haven't seen a lot of Swarm, actually. And when I was playing with Swarm, I felt like my hands were too full. But I was also playing with Strongman. So maybe I need to try Swarm, but no Strongman. Maybe that's the like
Strong guy? Or
Thank you.
Man?
Yes, Strong guy.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me about these.
I have not played these cards. I like both of these cards. I'm rooting for them. They are on the list of new cards that aren't Headpool that I am snapping when I see. Because not like always when I see these cards, but like I don't know. I'm playing a similar discard deck to whatever they're playing, and I just have more faith in my recipe than theirs, and it's mostly been working out for me.
Yep.
I do hope to experiment with these cards at some point. Like I want to believe, especially in Zombie Power Man, who I think is just a real neato design. Although I do not love the "if you're winning here" part. Again, I wish to be the author of my own destiny. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever people are doing with them doesn't seem scary to me, and it mostly seems to lose.
Yeah, I would agree that regular destroy without them, discard without them seems better. I have seen a Zombie Power Man eat a 12 power Konshu. I was like, oh, that sucks for you. Okay, one more. Zombie Giant Man, 5/3. On reveal, Horde +1. Then this gains power equal to your Horde. Ben?
Haven't seen this one.
Okay, Ree?
I have it. I acquired it.
I preemptively already said my piece.
Yeah, all right. Haven't seen it. I also haven't seen it. I played it a few times. I almost never wanted to play him. Yeah, okay,
how do you play it with only one other Horde card? Like how?
Yeah, I almost never wanted to play him. Eventually, I kept him in my deck long enough to where I was like, okay, I guess Giant Man's the right thing to do. He won one game for me. And I just had happened to make a very large Horde. And I don't think my opponent was expecting Giant Man because nobody's playing him.
I mean, why would you though? Like,
yeah.
He's unsupported.
Yeah. And I'm like, now that I've hit Infinite, I'm trying to think of like, is there cool combo clips I can do with him? Like, Giant Man on Wong and then Zola, that's kind of cute. That gets pretty big. It adds a little bit to the Horde. But Panther's just better. Like,
yeah.
The one I won with was a 5/10. So yeah, Panther would have been fine. I guess he ended up being a 5/11 because he gave one to the Horde.
I just think it's impossible to evaluate this card on its own.
Like, it's just it's like it's a final turn pair with Kitty card, is the way I see it. Because a lot of times when I'm playing Kitty Pride, I'm looking for, you don't want 6-cost cards unless you've got your cheating energy sometime. And so that's the way I see it. But yeah, it does feel like a lot of times you're going to want to play other when you're setting up for Kitty Pride and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. But I agree. He might actually be a real threat once there's a bunch more Horde cards going around. We'll say, have not seen very much Shadow King at all, which we were expecting.
I mean, but why would we yet?
Like, that's what I'm saying. The Horde is not a threat, so nobody's running it. Okay. Next week's card, a vibe check, Zombie Mr. Fantastic 2/2. On reveal, Horde 2. Activate, give 4 of your created cards plus 1 power. I ended up marking it as the best card of the season in my Twitter rankings. I don't know if that's going to end up being true, but he just seems good. He seems like a big stat stick.
Yeah.
I'm moderately excited for him. I really don't like the zombies aesthetically, but I think this is a deck that I think I will enjoy playing for more than a day.
Could be.
I don't have new thoughts.
Okay,
Whatever you said last week.
On to our side quests. First up, but not only, secret homework. I assigned it this week. It was to design a zombie card based on like a zombie version of a character that's already in the game. And like some of the zombie cards we got, not all of them, but like some of them make it a twist on the ability that that card has. So I did Zombie Quake. I thought to make her a 3/5. It seems like mostly the zombies have different costs to help distinguish them. But, you know, we saw how that went with Human Torch. So that's obviously not critical. Anyway, Zombie Quake 3/5. On reveal, Horde 1. Then move your zombie horde to a different location. I did struggle to word it because there can be multiple hordes. But I think in most situations you only have one. And so players can just, you know, they can find out what happens, which is that all of your hordes will move to a different location. So yeah, that's mine. I thought might be good as a late game thing to get your horde out of the way. Dodge some tech or something, or abandon a lane. Ben?
I like it.
I agree.
And I don't just like it because it's fairly similar to mine. Mine is Zombie Doctor Strange, inspired by Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Not a great movie, but a watchable movie, I will maintain. As far as not great Marvels go, I find it to be straight up tolerable. And I've seen it a shocking number of times, probably 3+. I don't usually watch movies that I mostly watch movies that I like that many times, but for whatever reason, I don't know, I've just seen it several times. It just happened. I can't explain it. Anywho, there's a point in the movie when Doctor Strange has to, you know, be a zombie Doctor Strange in a different multiverse. It's a whole thing. It's a major plot point. Anyway, also there are more zombies, and so I'm like, there are some things about it that make some sense. But what does my zombie Doctor Strange do? I don't know. He's a 2/2 on reveal, Horde 2. Then move all zombie hordes to this location. So it got the same like stats as regular Doctor Strange, 2/4. I mean, like it's a 2/2 body, but you horde 2, so it comes out to 2/4. And also does the move thing of standard Doctor Strange. And I also like that you draw all the zombie hordes to this location, meaning like if you have successfully cloned or bounced, or you know, like if you've got multiple hordes on your side of the board, you grab them all together. But also, if your opponent has any zombie hordes, you also grab those. And there's a I don't know.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's lots of. It is cute with the stuff that happens towards the end of the Doctor Strange movie. It all makes extra sense if you care to think about it. But again, just a wildly mediocre film, so you don't have to, but you know, if you want, you can.
Wildly mediocre is a very funny 2-word combo. Ree? Oh, I like your Doctor Strange a lot, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like that you both addressed, you're like, what hordes need is to like move these zombies around. Gotta speed these zombies up.
Also, I forgot to mention one thing about mine, and that's that like, because of the way the horde mechanic works, you can always guarantee that like you will be moving that horde to Doctor Strange's location because you created it somewhere else. Okay, that's all. Sorry, Ree. Hit us with.
No, you're good.
The,
I had forgotten. I know I thought of one. last podcast like pretty immediately, and I'm pretty sure it was something cool with the word ability, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. So I did have to think of a different one. And I just scrolled down and I was like, Loki. I like it. I just read like Thor today, so I had Loki in the brain. And I thought what would be an interesting twist on Loki for zombie Loki was, what if on reveal, replace your deck with your opponent's starting deck. Instead of give those cards -1 cost, it would be give those cards +2 power. Because they're dumber, but, more powerful.
Yeah.
Zombies often are. I thought it was an interesting trade-off. Right? Just to see, how is that going to affect things? I don't know. Kind of want to see.
I think, like, paired with something like a Quinjet or something, I think I might prefer this. But
yeah, maybe
I don't know.
it's too much.
-2 cost is pretty good too.
Right, yeah, minus cost is good, and plus, like, it's like, I didn't give it +3 power because I knew that's, like, probably the tipping point of too much.
Yeah,
but
I think this is where they'd start it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's a good design.
Very fun and a good twist.
Okay. Yeah,
Reggi,
and I
you
did
were
just
saying
want to
next
show off
week's.
my ink Loki. Yes.
It is a
I'm
very
assigning
nice
next
Loki.
week's. And okay, mine is because I don't know about you guys. I have always loved like Halloween. I'm kind of a Wes, like, I've been scared of the dark like my whole life. But like I still have always loved Halloween, and I haven't like really celebrated it, to be honest, in a long time with much of anything. And I used to at least watch like some spooky stuff, even though it's like, spooky stuff will linger. I have too much of an imagination. I'll scare myself with it. So like, it's not like when I watch it, that's scary too. I get jump scared very easily. I hate it. So I will watch and be very scared, but it's like afterward. Depending how scary it is, it could be days to weeks that I will be just walking around, and it will be like in my head getting to me. For this reason, I especially like ghost stories, not because I believe in ghosts, but for some reason that makes them scarier to me. But like I'll watch a lot of the old I used to watch a lot of the Haunted House or like, historical scary ghost lady dramas. Anyway, so the point is, this week's secret homework is to share a recommend. And it doesn't have to be a movie or a TV show. It could be a game. It could be an activity for spooky season. It doesn't have to necessarily be scary, but it does have to be autumnal. That's secret homework.
All right. Great. My wife and child they love Halloween. It's their favorite season. Mine is Christmas. Not that I'm against Halloween. Anyway, we are on a rotation where each night we rotate who gets to pick the movie. So, all right. Our other side quest. We're going to play, finally, the 7th edition of Title Tussle, Snap or Cap. I have prepared this, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'm sure it's left my head. But fortunately, I left the instructions right here. So if you haven't played before, we're actually going to use the same rules as last time. Is this progress?
Ooh.
I think it might be the first time we've used the same rules
the scoring?
twice in a row. I think it worked well last time. So
I think it did too.
There are going
Never
to be...
understood the scoring, not once.
Nah, that's fine.
That's the thing. It's always been fine. That's my opinion.
There are going to be new titles added in the last 2 patches, because we did not do one for the previous patch. A set can have anywhere, maybe the last 3 patches, depending on how this lined up with our delay. Anyway, I guess I wouldn't have used them from the newest. My goodness. A set can have anywhere from 0 to 3 real titles in it, and you're supposed to guess which ones are the real ones, which ones are the fake, or, snap or cap. I used a random list generator to arrange our 12 sets, and then made one single swap to keep the numbers close to fair. So the weird sets could appear anywhere, if there are any weird sets. By that I mean the 0s and 3s. Okay. The set is worth 2 points if you get it mostly right. Just like in Marvel Snap, you win the set if you get 2 of 3 locations. And it's -2 if you get the set wrong. And you can snap to make it +4 or -4. And then also you get 1 bonus point, always exactly 1 bonus point for correct calls per title. No negative points on those guys. Okay. That's mostly for me, I think. Anyway, here we go. You guys have to decide who's first. I don't remember who the
Reggie's
You're going
this
first.
time. Haha, I said it first.
Did you? That's interesting. Well, I wonder who the listeners will perceive to have said it first. We'll find out. All right, I'll go first if that's,
I think I
if
heard
that's what's in your
first
heart.
barely, but who knows? Okay, Ben, here's your set. Get good. In for a bad time. Such a snappable face.
Oh my gosh. Is that an insult? That's an insult.
It seems like an insult to me, yeah. Snappable.
I'm gonna go.
But like at the same time, wouldn't you be like, "Hey, girl, let's snap on you"? This sounds like not like an, but such a snappable face. Okay, sorry.
Fake real.
Okay, are you gonna snap on that?
Nope.
Okay, well you crushed it. So that's a 5-pointer for you. The fake one, Get Good, is by
yay.
listener
You're
Flancer. Thanks, Flancer.
Thanks,
Okay,
Flancer.
Ree, here's your set. French by design. Never been to Canada. Snap like an Egyptian.
I feel like French by design is a reference I'm not getting. No? Okay. Just doesn't make sense.
I'm also not getting it.
Unaware of such a reference. That's not to say that it isn't one.
Does that make it... Have they referenced real countries and places in their titles before?
Do you think... I don't want to help, but
here.
I do want to help. I do want to help. Okay.
Okay.
Do you suppose maybe it might be related to an Alpha Flight season? Because, I'm sure some of the members of Alpha Flight are French Canadian.
With Canada?
Yeah, and I'm seeing 2 things that might be Alpha Flight related. I don't know. These are that's just where my brain's. I might be leading you astray.
Right.
Who even knows?
I will follow Ben, but take responsibility for the choices that I've made. So if it is wrong, it'll still be on my shoulders.
entirely on
I'm
you.
gonna go real, fake.
Are you going to snap on it?
No.
5 points. We've got a tie game because you also crushed it. Snap like an Egyptian was.
Oh yay! Okay, Ben
From
is actually. That means Ben is
Dude.
double crushing.
I don't know about that. If you were going to
Ben
take
got
responsibility
good.
for it going poorly,
Ben
I don't
got
think I
good.
get to take credit for it going well.
Okay. Ben, here is your set. Your pal for the next minute. We shouldn't, but we must. Fire truck. Vroom, vroom.
The third one seems like a Snap title. Honestly, they all might be. I think that Marvel Snap games usually take more than a minute. That's what I think. So that makes
Life
me
is
well,
my
but like,
sound effects.
does whoever writes the titles think that Marvel Snap games takes a minute? And when I say whoever writes the titles, I mean like whatever large language model. So I guess I'm gonna go. You know what? I think none of these are good enough to have been made up by a listener. So I'm gonna say real, no snap.
Okay, that's another 5-pointer. It's very good.
Oh wow!
Crushing it.
I feel like we should just let Ben see if he can roll a. What's the bowling when you get all the things?
300.
300.
Really? It's a number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
that's
not
your
a more
score.
interesting name for it?
I mean, like,
there
they're
a perfect game.
If you get 3 strikes in a row, that's a turkey, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I already hated bowling. Maybe that's what I was looking for. It's like I already didn't like bowling aside from duckpin bowling, but knowing that they've just given things numbers instead of fun names makes me hate it more. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
300 is your score in a perfect game. Anyway, here's your set, Ree. Clarice and Terry's handler. Wong's tea hookup. Moon Knight's other personality.
Okay, the last one
I'm glad you got the Moon Knight one.
is fun. I'm trying to think if that's like they actually hit on a decent one because it does sound plausible, or if it's too good and it's definitely made up. I want to be friends. Clarice and Terry, I'm struggling with. I do not know who that is referencing.
I'll let you two decide if I'm allowed to tell you the reference if I know it. I had to look this one up.
Okay, well that doesn't tell me it could still be a fake one. Okay,
No, I'm saying I can tell you what it is if you want me to, and if Ben's okay with it, I can tell you what the reference
I'm fine
is.
with that.
Those
Let's
are
do
the
it because
names
it's
of,
more interesting.
Those are the. Oh, I would have told you afterwards, but I can tell you during. Those are the names that Star-Lord gave his guns.
Oh,
Apparently.
I think that one's fake then. It feels like someone with some knowledge. Okay,
I bet it's
then
real.
let's go. You bet it's real. Oh, but Ben's been doing so well.
That's not points. That's just me thinking thoughts.
Okay, we'll go with our first
He's
instinct.
trying to throw you off.
Fake. Real. This is the debatable one. Snap doesn't usually make me like slight chuckle, so I'm gonna go fake.
It's true. Okay, are you gonna snap on it?
No.
Okay, that will be a -1 point. You swapped
Okay,
the
it's good.
first two. Yeah, good. You didn't snap. Clarice and Terry's handler is real. I made up the other two.
I should have listened to the Ben on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm. But good call on the one that
Shoulder
made you kind
Ben.
of chuckle being fake.
I want a shoulder Ben and a shoulder Lauren.
I know. I wish I were available in that form.
Chibi.
Adorable.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But which one of us is rocking the horns and which one's rocking the halo?
I don't know.
That's
hard. I
like
don't
a
think I have
dichotomy
either
that
of
doesn't
those.
exist. I don't believe in
I think
duality.
that's
so.
false. Yeah, I
I
don't.
see.
It's a non-binary solution to the answer. You each appear in various forms according to your moods. So sometimes it's Surfer Ben, you know, and sometimes it's Valkyrie Lauren, you know, warrior-esque, encouraging me to stab people with swords.
As I so often do.
Right.
Ree. Raining Miss Nowhere.
No, it's for me.
Oh, Ben. Good catch.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Raining, it's the same set though. Raining Miss Nowhere. Pharaoh. Next stall neighbor.
Wow. Okay, well. I am gonna go real, no snap.
Okay. That would be, I believe, a 4-pointer because you.
Which one was fake?
Just one. Next stall neighbor was given by Flamser. Pharaoh.
It might be a little too clever. Yeah.
They know how much you love toilet humor in the title.
That's the thing. Like, there's definitely at least one about playing on the toilet, one real title. But I was like, this one's a little. This one's. There's a precedent for this, but it is a little too clever to be real, and I should have followed that instinct. Oh well.
Yeah.
Good for Flamser,
It's
though.
like, I mean, you're so right. Like, Raining Miss Nowhere, it's not funny. It means nothing. Like, it's like moderately cute. Like, there are connections being made, but they're like, it's not delightful in any way.
Yeah, they said the name of a Marvel place, but it has like there's no like deeper or more like appropriate, like none of it like adds up further than that.
It's level 1. Anyway, I don't know if I said next door neighbor was from Flamser. Here is your set, Ree. On a spiritual retreat, mysteriouser and mysteriouser, and my ghostly mentor.
Oh, man. I'm saying... Oh, I want to say they're all real again. That's what... If there's one that's fake, I feel like maybe it's the last one. So... let's go all real, and we'll snap because I'm behind.
Brutal. You missed every single one. They're all fake. The first one was from Flamster. The next two were from me. I don't know if it's come up on the show before, but I love Alice in Wonderland, which is what I'm referencing with Mysterious Ray.
Curiouser and Curiouser.
Yeah. I'm getting worse and worse at this game.
And the third one is an Agatha All Along reference.
Haven't you won like 5 out of 6 times?
Yeah, I feel like I might be due to win one. I think maybe I've won one in the past. Could be my downfall.
I hope by the
more
end,
often than not,
with conspiracy strings, just like it's real anymore.
I bet Ree pulls it out because I tend to implode at the end.
Well, you each get 3 more, so it is possible. But maybe if Ben plays cautiously, I don't know. Okay, Ben, maximally invasive. Yippee-ki-yay, Marvel Snapper. My top deck can beat up yours.
The average quality of these is a little too high. They're not all real, that's for sure. But the question is maybe one of them real? Or I can just try to win the set and say fake. Let me think. Maximally invasive Yippee-ki-yay Marvel Snapper.
I hope that one's
My
not
top
real.
deck can beat up yours. I feel like maybe there's already a Yippee-ki-yay in the titles. I think there might be. I might be wrong about that. I'm gonna go real, fake.
Snapping?
No.
Okay. You got 2/3 correct, so that's a 4-pointer. They're all fake.
They're all fake. I should have followed my heart.
Mm-hmm. Maximally invasives from Iron Cloak. Yippee-ki-yays from Mod Supreme Models. Our DM, our Magic Master. And my top deck can beat up yours is a Lauren original. Here you go, Ree. Out of my vat.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Is it not yours?
No, you're right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right.
Okay. I'm trying really hard to keep track because I messed it up once, and that's embarrassing. Out of my vat, Gamma Lab Rat, I'm going to try science.
I was just going to say, because you mentioned Iron Cloak. Funny story. They were one of the few, I don't run into a lot of people that recognize me. Ran into Iron Cloak on ladder. And I'm sitting there, because and I'm like, the name is so familiar, but I was convinced it must be from a fantasy novel I've read, and I've read so many. I'm like, who are the Iron Cloaks? And I'm sitting, and because I'm sitting so long trying to think of the reference, the fantasy reference, I'm sure, which is why the name seems so familiar, they Spider-Man pointed me, which is where I finally realized, because normally I would have muted by then. So I was just like, your cool name if you're listening, Iron Cloak. Anyway, and then I forget who won. I think it was me. Anyway.
I also have run into Iron Cloak on ladder, and they won. I retreated for 1 cube.
I don't remember. It could be erroneously.
Good luck collecting all of us, because my MMR is garbage. From all the silly shenanigans I do.
I'm going to try science. That's almost too good.
I would use that title. Yeah.
Oh, man. So recently, Doom took over everything. Okay, sorry. We're not doing Comics Corner Focus, Ree. Okay, so everything makes me
You could do a quick tangent if you want to.
Doom took over everything, and it's written by Ryan North, and it's one of those that feels like in some ways too relevant. But but it's such a good at the beginning. First, it seems like he's doing all these good things. Why do the Avengers want to? He's only using his power for good, and then and he keeps saying Doom will save you, and it's this kind of whole fight. But then they're coming towards the end of the this crossover event. It's a couple issues in, and of course it gets, and they framed it in the perfect way. Doom was looking for glory. Failing at that, he did what all villains do, which is settle for power instead. And it was like, yes, all the grand arguments he made about looking for glory, about helping everyone, right? But it's like, once you can't be the godlike figure you want to be, then you just take power. Anyway. And the thing is, Doom has been right. The reason Doom can control everything is because, as you may recall from previous comic corners, the Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange gave him up his power for the last crossover event. And, and then he fucked off to Asgard to try and become someone else's. I failed so bad at this job. Let me try and move somewhere and take it. Get a job somewhere else. Anyway, but in the latest issue, at least that I've read, Reed, right, who of course is the Fantastic Four, they've been looking this whole time to how can they take him down? He even tries to just convince him with arguments because good people. I used to be like, why? They never will. But it's like, I don't know. I think if you're a good person, you always try to reason with someone first. But what he did in this last issue, he's like, this is so magic is so frustrating to me. I'm a scientist. And I can't, you've been attacking me with stuff and I can't understand it. And so when he shows up this time, I almost didn't recognize him at first read. He's like, but you don't understand. Ever since I learned here, I've been working on a new science. And you're like, of course it's Reed. So he made a science of magic. And he's like, and now you face the Scientist Supreme. And then they have a huge battle as the Sorcerer Supreme versus the Scientist Supreme.
Oh, wow. I can't wait for Scientist Supreme Mr. Fantastic to come to Marvel Snap. So exciting.
It's time to come out. Okay. So I'm going to try science. I'm enjoying it too much, so I'm going to say it's fake. Gamma Labra sounds real. Out of my vat? Real.
You got
I'll
one
snap
right.
because I'm so far behind it can't hurt.
Okay.
No, you don't have to do that.
Too late! The die has been cast. We have crossed the Rubicon.
The Rubicon.
It is the Rubicon. I was like, don't fuck that up, Brie. Okay.
You're right. Those two phrases are related somehow. Out of my vat is real Gamma Labrat from Iron Cloak.
Wait, do you not know the origin of those phrases?
I have looked them up before multiple times, but
okay, sorry, go ahead.
I believe they're both related to ancient Rome. Certainly the Rubicon is. Anyway, am I wrong?
I think you might be wrong.
No,
I said certainly.
I'm sorry. I'm so distracted today.
Okay. Origin cross Rubicon. I swear it's Rome. It's the Rubicon's in Italy. Julius Caesar. That's Rome, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Phew. The die is cast, I think, has to do with metal, not.
Yep, it's not
dice.
it's not that you rolled it. It's that's the thing.
I like etymology, but also stuff just leaves my brain so fast. Anyway, I believe it's Ben's turn. Friendly neighborhood snapper, web shop shoplifter, your canon event.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sure we've had some other friendly neighborhood titles, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't have another one, right? Just because there's already one friendly neighborhood title in the game doesn't mean they're not gonna...
They definitely have recycled jokes more than once. Jokes.
Yeah. jokes. Sure. That's what they're recycling. I'm gonna go. These all seem kind of plausible. I feel like the second one is the least likely to be real, but still might be real. But I'm gonna go real, fake, real. No snap.
Okay, you got them all wrong. So no
That's
snap
what's
was a
up.
very good call. Web shop shoplifter is I don't know why that's a real title, but it is. The other two are from Models. Thanks, Models.
Well done, Models.
You're a great DM.
I think I only had 3 or 4 people contribute, so I appreciate all those a lot.
Thank you, contributors.
I hate sand. Denied the rank of infinite. Snap or snap not. There is no try. I didn't do the Yoda, I'm sorry. I did last time we had a Yoda reference.
Denied the rank of infinite is that was good. It's too clever. I think that one has to be fake.
Okay.
The others are of similar referential, quality level. And maybe I want to say snap or snap. Snap or snap not could be the third one Lauren thought of to fill in the selection. Okay. I don't know. I'm going all fake and I'm snapping because it's too late for me to catch up.
I have a prediction specifically about the fakeness. I believe at least the first one was submitted by Wombat Combat. That's my bet.
I don't think I got any from Wombat this time.
Okay.
Okay, you snapped. You won the set. You got 2 right. That's a 6-pointer. I think that's the biggest.
Huzzah! It's the best I've done all game.
Well done.
Except for the one that Ben, okay.
I mean, Ben has gotten all 3 correct, but I don't think he snapped on that.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, I've never had the confidence.
Yeah. I hate sand is the real one.
That's the real one?
Oh, I should have guessed that was the real
Wombat
one.
Combat is down to laugh about the I hate sand bit.
Yeah, the other 2 are from Iron Cloak. I think.
Well done, Iron.
Because of the I hate sand one being real.
Wow.
Right. I like the denied the rank of infinite. That was way too clever to have been a real title. Good job with that one.
It hasn't exactly come through because, there was Pharaoh. It hasn't exactly come through because of the ones that I've given so far, but there were quite a few related to ancient Egypt. I would expect February or February or March is going to be an apocalypse
Egypt season. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to be February or March after Dragons. Okay. Speaking of, Ben, Horseman of Procrastination, the Equestrian of Elocution, or the Jockey of Just Getting By.
Well, I don't know what elocution has to do with Marvel Snap is the thing. I feel like procrastination is much more on brand for these titles being like, I don't have my shit together. I'm a little baby. Same with Jockey of Just Getting By. So I'm going to go real, fake, real. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going real, fake, fake. No snap.
Okay. That is just another 5-pointer for you. You got them all right. You got to start snapping on these.
I guess.
I don't think it's possible for you to win this, Ree. So,
I know.
This will be just for fun, I guess.
Okay.
Here's your set.
We'll finish this.
Bursting with umami. Looking cute in gingham. Rehearsing public apology.
Is gingham a reference to a Marvel thing I'm not getting?
See, that's what I'm wondering.
I know the fabric, but I'm I don't relate it with a character.
I don't know whose signature textile that is.
Okay, I'm going to say it's fake then. Maybe it's a reference from someone with comic knowledge I don't possess currently. Okay. Bursting with umami. I love, obviously I love flavor and stuff, but there's something so gross sounding about this title. It's like not the way I want to think of a person, I guess. So like, I'm going to say that's real. And then rehearsing public apology also sounds real. That's what we're going with. And we're snapping because, that's the whole thing about being way behind is you get a snap consequence free.
That's another 6-pointer.
Yay!
Looking cute in gingham is also real.
Oh, it is real.
I have no idea what the reference is. Anyway, thanks for playing my game. Title Tussle 7, Snapper Cap. Finished with 9 points. Nice job. You crawled out of your negative score. And Ben ended with 21.
Good job,
It's another victory for Ben.
It's like a tennis score, right? Isn't that how you win tennis?
Yeah, something like that.
21 is a table tennis.
To be like bowling,
Table
tennis. I don't know.
I know that there's some
I do have
games.
more
It's not
experience
just
with ping
blackjack where
pong.
21 is special.
I think it's that. 11 is a thing also. Anyway, if you liked what you heard and you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, rate, review, all the things. Interact with us, please. It helps the algorithm. It helps our souls, both. Or our hearts or minds or whatever, our will to live. Or come hang out with us in the Speakeasy, which is our little corner of Discord. You can get there by following the instructions in the show notes or video description. The comments can go on YouTube or Spotify or the Speakeasy. Whatever. We're easy. It's almost like that. That's why we picked the name, but it's not. We're proudly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Decisions by your host with the most, DJ Joe, on Mondays. Maybe he's started doing more. He does the ones with guests go on YouTube. I know that much. And I also know I said I was going to do it this week, but didn't because of, I don't know, something came up. So I'm going to be on it this week. This coming week, next week, whatever. I'm going to be on it soon. Pay attention to the YouTube. It'll be a good time. Anyway, come hang out with us next time. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Yay!
Yo, my least favorite real title in recent memory, I think, is Added You to Conspiracy Wall. I've been seeing that one around, and I don't like it.
I haven't either.
It's not great.
There's one of the ones I see a lot that is always an instant mute, besides kind of a jerk and other things, is that like, I'm outside your house.
That one's so gross.
In the same vein, it seems like a threat, right?
Yeah, and it's like some people have experienced stuff where it's just not that kind of threat is just slightly not in like such a bad way, like, oh, I'm gonna stop playing Snap now, but it's just like, if you're the kind of person that picked this title, I don't like it. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you've picked that title and you haven't thought that how people might receive it, you might have had certain experiences in their life, then maybe think about it. But
I would be willing to bet that Second Dinner doesn't have a sensitivity reader.
Nope.
Just throwing it out there.
Certainly. They don't have enough, QA and coders and everything else that they need, to be honest. So, and if we want to end on a positive note,
of course.
So I don't know if you guys remember about rave showers.
Yes.
Where I do have for some odd reason, instead of a vent over my shower, I have a light bulb, which is a smart light
I've
now.
seen that.
And Philips Hue recently, they have all these light escapes, and it's not just light. It's like it can be light, but then it can play through different lights. And they came out with all this spooky collection. And last time I was taking a shower, I'm like, ooh, I'll put a spooky one. And then the thing is, once you've locked in, you're in the shower and you can't change it. And then I realized quickly, being spooky in the shower as someone who has definitely seen Psycho, who has taken college courses on Hitchcock, I was just like, oh, this is not good. I don't like this. This is late. It was a late night shower too.
It's like a preset. It's like a preset pattern.
Yes.
Like it's
so it'll scroll through different colors.
Red or it's.
Well, there's multiple.
I'm trying to think of what the spooky colors are.
they have, this was Spellbound. It was like these like greens and purples and like, you know, and it was like flashing between them really fast, and it was very eerie.
No.
And at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna be murdered, because I can get pretty paranoid sometimes. But then I looked down and my skin was green. It was so cool. I'm Gamora! Or I'll take any of it, yeah. So it was a whole roller coaster of emotions. But I will say, if you get the opportunity to install a smart light in your bathroom, I'd do it. It's fun.
That sounds fun.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
You have nothing to apologize
Nothing to apologize for.